Zatch Bell is the most underrated anime and manga series ever. I will die on that hill. It deserves so much more love than it got. Not a lot of people know about it, but the people who do love it. There was, of course, the manga series, which only got a limited run in America, which I own the majority of the English printings. I want to get the full collection. I just haven't gotten around to it. I don't have them with me today. They're actually in storage. But I have with me as well the Zatch Bell Momoto Fury video game for GameCube. This is my GameCube copy. It's also for the PlayStation 2 as well. I mostly played it on PlayStation 2 as a child without a memory card for a time. Remember, I had to keep every day I just play and re-unlock everything. So you can imagine I put countless hours into that game. And today we'll be looking at the card game. Here's just some, I'm teasing it. We'll get into it in a second. We'll go through all the cards here, the collection I have. And just looking at these cards today, playing the video out, I could hear all the words being said by the characters. I know everyone's voices, especially from playing that game, which was voice acted by the same voice cast as the anime. To hear these words again in my head just going off, I think it's time for a read/rewatch of this series for sure.
When you're up and down and you're over and out, come listen to your friend Stephen Brown. This is the show with Stephen.
All right, so look at my fancy hands. You get a nice look at my messy workspace for the first time for real. This is where I normally shoot the videos, at this desk. As you can see as well, here is my fancy schmancy one-piece card mat, which I use for playing card games and doing things like this and building model kits on. I wish I knew who the artist was. Let's get that full thing in frame. The art is beautiful. There's Brooke in there. Hold on, there's Brooke. Now, I bought this some odd 10 years ago when I was like 15 off of Amazon for like 10 bucks or something, man. An absolute steal of a deal. If things are a little clunky here, this is my first time recording content like this. I'm sorry. Let's get right into it. So I want to talk about these. I got these 3 years ago. I think like 3 years. Actually, it might be more than 3 years ago. It might be 4 or 5 years ago. These are the booster boxes for the Zatch Bell card game. This is gonna be a long video, huh? Let's take a look here. The adventure begins every 1,000 years. Hold on, can I get that on camera? Focus, baby. Focus for me, baby. Come on, girl. The adventure begins every 1,000 years. 100 Momoto descend upon Earth from the Momoto world to engage in the ultimate battle. Each Momoto needs a human partner to activate the powerful spells contained in their spellbooks. In Zatch Bell, the card battle, you are one of these humans. Construct your spellbook and join the battle for control of the Momoto world. If you know nothing about Zatch Bell, these books fall from the sky basically one day. These spell books with this symbol on the back. That's what it looks like on the back of the book, that have these spells that only certain people can read. Each book is coded to a certain person, and as you grow your bond of friendship with your Momoto, which is the person from another world, like Zatch Bell here, you unlock more spells and stuff like that. And they're all children. There are 100 kids from the demon world. They call it Momoto in English, but in the anime and manga, I believe it's Demon World. And what happens is the first person to win, basically, whoever can burn the other people's spell books. When you burn someone's spell book, they go back to the demon world, Momoto world, and whoever can kill everyone else. Basically, it's a survival game, but it's a great shonen anime/manga, great for kids. We're going to take a look at how this card game works a little bit. Now, I'm not going to lie and tell you that I know how to play this game. I have never played it. Even as a child, I had cards as a kid and stuff. I didn't know how to play it. Let's start with the titular main character, Zatch Bell. I'll just show you one of each type of card. So you have your Momoto card, okay? That is going to be the kids, the demons from the other world. A partner that is specific to them, that has to be played with them if you're going to play a partner card. I watched a very light video on the rules. I'm not going to explain the rules here. I'm just going to go over it loosely. And, of course, your spell cards. And then you have these event cards, which can be used by anyone. So for these things, there's also certain spell cards that can be used by anyone. It'll say all Momoto on it. We'll put that away for now. So I don't have the physical book. I'll throw a picture up here if I can. But you can get these books that how you're supposed to play the game, that are have little deck sleeves basically, and you put these cards into them and you turn your book, and every time you do damage to an opponent, you're burning their book. You know what I'm saying? Every time you do damage to the opponent, they have to turn another page, and they have less access to the cards in their book. I believe that anytime you can cycle through the book and use any cards you want, but from start to finish, you have to plan what's your least best cards, put them in the front so they get burned away first. All right, let's jump right into looking at all of the cards. All right, we're going to learn as we go along here, trying to figure out this setup I've set up for myself. Let's take a look at all the Zatch Bell cards, the main character. Now I'm just looking at my whole collection. We're just going to go through my whole collection of what I pulled from these years ago that I've just been sitting on. First of all, there is this artwork. I got 2 copies of this artwork of Zatch Bell. His partner is Kiyo Takamine, which is the main character, even though the show's named after Zatch Bell. Kiyo Takamine is the main character. It says he was found and saved by Kiyo's father in a forest in England. It also says, subtitled, The Kind King. He wanted to be the benevolent king. That's what Zatch Bell always said. Here is some other version of him, a different art and a little bit different wording here. It says, lost memory. It says, let's go, Kiyo. That's what he sounds like. Declare to use. We're not going to worry about reading all the effects of cards. You can if you'd like to. If you want to stop it, there you are. So that's all of the Zatch Bells I have. And now let's look at his partner, Kiyo. I have 2 versions of Kiyo. Here is the first one, 1 copy of this one. As you can see, it says his Momoto partner there is Zatch Bell. It says, he is a genius, but bored with life. That is until he encounters Zatch. Now, the thing I will say about Zatch Bell is they do the douchebag smart character justice. His first, in the beginning of the show, the beginning of the manga, he's a little asshole. And he goes through some character development, becomes like a genuinely good guy. It is a great series. I'm not lying. Please go read it. Please go watch it. The second they just started printing the sequel. The author's making, also all of his other manga are great. Just go check it out, man. Just go check it out. This one, is it any different? Looks a little different flavor here. Become strong, Zatch. I will stand by you. All right. I like this one more. This is his classic look, but this looks like in the beginning of the series, the way he's running around doing stuff. Reminds me of that. I've got a couple different artworks here for, let's go through his spells. I have them all sorted out here. Ra Shield. Let's go with this one first. I have 2 copies of this version of Ra Shield. This is his shield spell he uses to protect himself. Zatch's second spell. With an electric shock, this huge shield bounces back an opponent's attack. Now that is what it is, the second spell. That's the fun part of the series, is figuring out how everything works, and as they slowly unlock more and more spells. Same flavor text. Here's a separate art. This is when he's fighting, I don't know the name of the character, but he's fighting a character in front of the school and trying to stop him from destroying the school. That's really fun in the video game as well. The video game is a great video game. Every level of the campaign has its own special conditions and different things going on. It's really fun. Like, you think you're fighting a normal fight, but every fight is different. Here's his first spell. I've got 3 copies of this one. Zakir. This is his first spell, Zatch's first spell, an electric spell that makes Zatch shout lightning from his mouth. That's what happens in the beginning of the series. He reads it by accident off the page because he can read it. No one else can read the runic writings in the book. Kiyo Takamine, the main character, reads Zakir. Zatch Bell shoots a bolt of lightning, scares the shit out of Kiyo. Good childhood fun, baby. Zakir again. This one has a different cost, so I'm assuming it's different. But it says Zatch's first spell, gather up your immense power. But it does have a different cost up here than the first version. I'm not sure what the difference is being. I will learn how to play this one day. Perhaps I'll play it with my cousin. I was thinking about making some content with my cousin when he comes to visit me. He's like the only other person I've ever met who knows and likes Zatch Bell. Of course, we grew up with it. So maybe we'll learn how to play this in August when he comes to visit me. Jakir Door, his third spell, a spell with a strong magnetic force that wraps around the opponent. This was a fun one for battle-wise. They got the spell. They didn't know what it did. They were trying to figure out how to use it, and they wind up using it to, of course, trap a guy with magnetism. All right. Up next, baby, the man, the myth, the legend himself, my favorite character. I want to get a tattoo of him one day. Consommé, baby. Okay, we've got 3 copies of this art style, 2 normal, and then our first foil card here. Look at that. It's nice that my desk's right next to the window as well, so you get some natural lighting, get that shine. Conchime, odd animal. Munch, 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 baby. He's munching, okay? His partner, Parco Fulgore, I will say right before I have two more arts of Conchime, I have to say the biggest upset of this whole thing, my collection, is I don't have any Parco Fulgores, who I love desperately. I would love to buy more of these and maybe make content of me opening them, because I want to collect. I think it's worth collecting all of the cards of this series. And if I remember correctly, they're not very expensive because it's not very popular, so it's just kind of sitting places, right? Okay, we've got two copies of this Conchime. I don't think it's any. I don't know if it's any different. Lucky Guy, no, same power, looks the same. Oh, they have different abilities, I'm saying. Okay, forget about it. Lucky Guy. This one's called Lucky Guy. There you go. Iron Man Conchime, Invincible Conchime, baby. His power, we'll see in a second. He's a shapeshifter. I fucking love Conchime, bro. That's my boy. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to get a tattoo of him one day. I love him. I want him to be my mascot. I want to buy the rights to Conchime, make him my mascot for the channel. Why not? Third one, Conchime, Invincible Fellow. I've got lots of sweets in my pockets. That's my boy right there. Let's go. He's got 1,000 more power than the other two versions of him. That's what's up. All right, now, of course, like I said, I don't have Parco Fulgore. That sucks, but let's look at his spells. I've only got two spells. Koparuk. I love saying those spells names. Koparuk. Man, this is where he makes a big version of himself. Conjure's second spell, a shrinking spell that makes him weaker. Oh, that's the one that makes him smaller. Never mind. There's one that makes him bigger, but it just makes him tiny. He's just tiny. You gotta love it, man. That the whole Conchime is, of course, the joke character all throughout the series, like just getting his ass kicked and stuff. There is a thing in the video game. Hold on. Boruk. Conchume's first spell, he can transform into anything he desires. There's him as a cannon. Which he can't even do anything as the cannon, he just turns into the cannon. It's just to scare his opponents. So he is pretty difficult to use in the video game, because if you use him in the video game, and I like fighting games like this, or yeah, mostly fighting games that do it with anime stuff, where they make the character's attributes part of your play. And in the video game, he pretty much can't do anything, but his best move is he can turn small, and which what he does in the anime and manga. He can turn small with a little match and like run up, and you can knock people's books out in the game. So if you hit the partner instead of the Momodo and you burn his book, you win the match immediately. It's awesome. It's a very fun way to do it. All right, this next character I have a fair amount of cards for. It's going to be Tia. The first, she's like the female character. She's like the token female character. But we still love Tia. She's got a lot of defensive spells. The thing with the main characters of Zatch Bell is they give them like these. Every character has a gimmick, but the main characters tend to be more useless. It's because you want them to have a harder time fighting in every episode and chapter. Everything they pull through with the power of friendship. Tia though has healing spells and defensive spells. Here she goes to her partner. I will protect Megumi. Love Tia. I remember as a kid getting the fourth copy. The fourth volume of this manga, and she's the cover character. It's an orange book, and I remember it coming in the mail from eBay. My dad ordered it for me, and I was so excited that day. I just remember that. Just a good childhood memory. Tia, reliable partner. Oh, I didn't read the first one, my bad. Along with Megumi. Reliable partner. She used to bully Zatch back in the Momodo world. Yeah, she's a little fucking bitch, but now, they're kind of like pseudo love interests. Not really, but like as a kid, you just think that, Then my last two Tias, two of this version, and of course a foil one. It says Obstinacy as her subtitle. It says, I'll also try to become a kind ruler of the Momodo world. Yes, Zatch Bell, as I said, his goal, everyone wants to become the king of the world, the Momodo world, winning the competition to do whatever they want, but Zatch comes out and goes, I want to be a good king, I want to be a benevolent king, a nice king, make people happy, do good things for people, and it rubs off on his friends. I only have one Megumi, her partner with the orange book, but it is a foil, and it is one of the only ones that has a gold or foil colored title, which I'm assuming makes it different. Also the symbol, as we can look at these foils next to each other. They have the same foil background, but she doesn't have the foil gold title or symbol. All right, let's see what her flavor text says. She is a popular pop idol. That is true. That is true. All right, let's look at these spells. So let's see, I only have 2 different spells and 2 copies of each. Saisu. This is her second spell, Wind Blades that slash opponents. All right. Saisu. I can hear it in my head. Saisu in the game, the way she sounds. All right. Tsuyoshi. I believe that's how that one said. Tsuyoshi. Tia's first spell. It protects against all attacks except those that come from the ground. As you can see there, it creates a circular barrier around her. All right, in the video game, actually, why don't we really quick, just for fun. In the video game, there's a character she has to fight that is someone she knows from the Moto world, like a friend or something. They know each other. And in the video game, your goal is, because she doesn't have any attack spells at the time, just the first spell, which she does get, I believe, during that. She gets her attack spell, but she only has the first spell. She can only protect herself. So your goal is to just survive for a certain amount of time. Now, this next character I have the most cards of. I remember specifically when the cards were coming out, they were marketing this character in Zatch. This is Brago. They were marketing Brago as the villain or like the counterpart to him, which he is, kind of. He's the Sasuke character. He's not really a bad guy. He's a good guy by the end of the series. He's just kind of like the anti-hero kind of thing, you know, kind of like a Wolverine, Deadpool type. Not, you know what I mean. But anyways, I have the most of this character, and the big marketing for the card game, which I remember and what I could see online as well when I looked at products and stuff, they would come in a dual pack where you get his book, which is the black book, which I had as a kid, and Zatch Bell, his black book. You get cards of them specifically, like promo cards, and you get them. They are the most frequent cards in packs of these. His partner is Sherry, and his flavor text. I think I messed up my focus here. Says I'm positive there are many Momoto that don't want to fight against me. This guy is all fucking pump and no chump. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm kidding. He's pretty badass. Here's my other second art of Brago. He is a strong Momoto who looks for opponents day and night. That's whenever you see them, because they'll cut over to them what they're doing at any given moment. They're kind of like the second main character you can think of almost, just because their team, they always will cut over to them and see what they're doing, what they're up to, and they're always eliminating people. And they don't do it in malicious intent. They're just trying to win. They are just going for it. I have 2 Sherrys. Let's see. Sherry here says, Sherry warns Kyo to drop out of the paddle of 100 Momoto. She shows up in the beginning and tells him, hey kid, you ain't got the grit for this. Leave now. And he does not, because he loves Zatch, and he wants Zatch to win and be a good guy. Here's my other Sherry. I've got 2 copies of this one. My goal is to end this battle as soon as possible, which is true. Like I said, they're not bad guys. They are eliminating people out there, which at first you're like, no, don't get rid of my friends. But there's much worse Momoto out there with malicious intent, so it makes sense. This is their first spell. I've got quite a bit of these. I've got 2 different arts. This one's the less fun one. Gravity Ray. Down Force. Oh, I guess I didn't did she have she didn't have subtitles on hers. All right. Down Force. Brago's second spell. Oh, sorry, it was the first spell. Brago's second spell, it pins opponents down with a strong gravitational pull. Just pushes them down. Most of his moves are gravity related. And goes, I remember in the games they're screaming, Gravity Ray! This one's more fun with the little purple ball. Same thing. Smashes, pressure from above smashes his opponent's body. That is a little different flavor text than the other one. All right, let's move on. We've got so what they'll do here, I've got a foil one of this one, where they'll take the first spell and make it stronger. So this one's Ion Gravity Ray. Brago's 4th spell, a powerful spell that sweeps away everything in sight. So it's just a bigger, more powerful version of Gravity Ray. We've got 2 versions of this. Rise! Something like that. Rise! Brago's first spell, Gravity Cluster, fired from his hand, strikes opponents. There's 2 of those, and then 2 of this art as well. Same flavor text. Yes, okay. There you go. All right. Up next is 2 different arts of Gigano Rice. Brago's 3rd spell, a stronger form of Rice. It hits opponents with an energy cluster. All right, and then I've got a foil of that one. Nice. All right, Zatch's real first I'm pretty sure he's the first one. He's the first opponent in the video game. I think there's another character that I'm not sure. It might be beforehand. But here you go. The first big fight with Raycom. I've got three versions of the same art, sorry. Raycom is an ice guy. It says Evil Tool. He controls ice spells and does not care if his evil human partner uses him. This kid has got some serious ish you got to deal with, basically. Let's take a look at his partner. I've got 2 copies of Hosokawa. He finds Raycom and uses him as a means to get revenge. Just your basic bad guy. There you go. But they had the blue book. They're ice. I thought that was cool. Also love the design of Raycom. Looks like a cool little punk kid, you know. Here's one of his spells, Frizudo. Raycom's second spell. It freezes opponents so they can't move. 2 copies of that. All right. And Gikor. Ice. His first spell, it fires pieces of ice against his opponents. There you go. Okay, so I think this is actually the first guy he fights who shows up. It's a dog that shows up his door. Super cute. Go Fiore. Imitated friend. This is where Brago shows up and saves Kyo from this dog. You'll see why in a second. His partner is Renji. Zatch met a puppy when he was feeling sad, but the puppy was actually ... I'm about to show you, because in the beginning of the series, they're not fighting Momotos, they're fighting bullies. They stop a robbery before the Momotos show up and really up the ante of things. Here he goes, boom! Go Fiore transformed, real self. Not a puppy, but a vicious Momoto transformed by a spell. So he looks like a puppy at first. We see this again in the series of Momotos that have an initial form and then transform into something else. Let's take a look at his partner. 2 copies of the same art, Renji. I want to enjoy this a little longer. He's a little freak, man. He's a little weirdo. Got that navy, bluish, grayish book, though. I love colors. I love seeing all these assorted colors. Let's look at Daruk. Got 2 copies of Daruk. Go Fiore's first spell, he transforms into a beast that attacks opponents, or 2 attack opponents. There's 2 of those. There you go. And 1 copy of Dorson. Him shooting rocks, it looks like, or spikes off his back. His tail turns into rocks and shoots rock spikes at his opponent. There you go. Go Fiore, the dog, wasn't in the video game, wasn't a big character, you know, but Sugino sure was. He was the second guy you fight in the game, in the botanical gardens. He's a tactician, it says. He can control plants. 2 copies there. This character teaches Zatch the lesson of, you know, him and Kyo, how to really work together and set up their shots. You know what I'm saying? How to work together, how to fight as a team, how to coordinate. 3 copies of Haru, which as a kid, I love this guy's style. Look at him. He's like fucking Shaggy with some swag. You know, you get the green book, my favorite color, baby. Nice green outfit. A cold-hearted human that attacks a botanical garden to practice his Momoto spells, which is exactly what happens. They are in the botanical garden. That's another one in the game. I believe you just have to run away from him and try to survive at first and not fight back. 3 copies of Juran, which is wood. His first spell, Sugino's first spell, it halts an opponent's movement by controlling plants. It grabs them in the game. It's just vines that grab the legs of your character, your opponent, whatever. Second spell, 1 copy, Raja Jugaro. Sugino's second spell, it summons a gigantic plant that shoots seeds. This thing is super spammy and a pain in the ass in the video game. God, I just want to play this video game now. I miss it so much. Here we go, Maris, Betrayer, Deceiver. Partner Rembrandt, you are weaker than me. How can I forget it? Maris shows up to fight Tia. There's 2 copies of that artwork, Maris. He's got that like fancy fucking baby, fucking aristocratic England doll looking motherfucking look to him. Fuck that kid, right? All right, Rembrandt, I've got a foil of him. He enjoys the cruelty of battle just as much as Maris. Of course, Zatch Bell's mostly cut and dry that the enemies are going to be just dicks for the sake of being dicks, which is good for kids, I guess, because they're dumb, can't figure it out. 3 copies of Geron. Maris' first spell, Heavy Iron Chains, crushes opponents. He's got this very cool Iron Maiden-esque, like making these metal things pop out and shit. You'll see right here with Gonzu Geron. 2 copies, baby. Some metal balls there. Maris' second spell, it shoots random iron balls to shatter his opponents. 2 copies of Gigano Garanzu with a nice foil there. Look at that thing. Damn, Maris's fourth spell, it animates a gigantic iron armor that attacks opponents. Alright, I'm losing my light here, I think, a little bit. Aigeron. Maris's third spell, it gives Maris the power to control the iron balls even from the ground. Oh yeah, chains come out of the ground with a ball. Yeah. Okay, I have opened up my window here at my desk, get a little bit more lighting, Okay, this was my favorite guy from the game as a kid. I loved Hyde. Thought he was cool. I just thought he was cool. Rider on the Wind. He is a cool Momodo with the power to control the wind. There's two, you'll see very soon, there's two Momodo early on in the series that control wind, but the good thing about Zatch Bell is that, leave him there for a second, even when you have two guys with the same gimmick, they still feel unique. Ido, this is probably why I liked Hyde, I thought this guy was cool. The skateboard and all that, you can be my girlfriend. He tries to steal Kyo's, I forgot her name, Susie? So yeah, tries to steal Susie, I think? Or it was Megumi. I think it was Susie. One of them. He tries to steal one of them away as his girlfriend. But he would use the wind, and he would ride it with his skateboard, because that makes sense, but it was badass, baby. We love it. Let's see. We've got 2 copies of Jikirga. A lot of words on that one. Hyde's second spell, his strongest offensive spell, it attacks with violent wind pressure. That's cool. We love to see it. Okay. Up next, we've got 4 copies of Jikir and a foil there. Hyde's first spell. A sudden and powerful wind force emits from his palm. Yeah, I like Hyde. Hyde is cool. I love the just the designs of everyone in this series is great. Up next, we've got 2 copies of Kikiropo and a foil there. Wow, I keep forgetting the word foil. He's a Momodo whose body is protected by hard volcanic rocks for best defensive performance. Very short-lived. He's not even in the video game. He shows up very shortly for like 5 seconds. Let's see. His partner here, very funny looking. British gentleman, you know, he doesn't even have a name. 3 copies of British Gentleman. As a British gentleman, I will teach you some manners. Look at him, I love it. I love the art, the goofiness of Zatch Bell is unrivaled. Absolutely fun. Let's see what we've got here. 2 copies of Amaruk. Kikuropo's first spell, it grants him tremendously big arms to smash his opponents. All right. 2 copies of Amu Shizaruk. Little crab hands. Kikuropo's second spell, his hands transform into sharp scissors to slash his opponent. Basically this guy shows up and kills a random Momodo. Amurasen. Kikuropo's third spell, he shoots stone missiles from his elbows. And Emron, fourth spell, his expandable burning fists attack opponents. So he shows up and kills this other character. There's a lot of moments in Zatch Bell where there'll be, you know, even very interesting Momodo that just show up for like 5 seconds just to be killed and disappear. One of my favorite characters, Kolulu. She's the cover of the 2nd volume of the manga. The book is pink. Love her. She's great. Kind girl. She is a gentle Momodo that doesn't normally have the will to fight until she gets transformed into Kolulu transformed Mad Warrior. This is how Kolulu transforms when she is forced to battle. 2 copies of that. Very cool. And then, of course, her partner Lori. We've got 2 copies of Lori. Lori decides to become Kolulu's older sister and take care of her. This is a very sweet little vignette story with them. She is, you know, a character who is a good guy, but then basically she can't control herself and they have to fight, and she asks Zatch to get rid of her so she doesn't have to hurt anyone anymore. Like, I don't want to fight, please, just kill me. They don't actually die, but you know what I mean. Just kill me, send me back to the Momodo world. And let me tell you, buddy, when I was a fucking little kid, Lori, damn, baby, that was it right there. Shoo! Let's see these spells. Got 2 copies of Zeruk. Kolulu's first spell, she transforms into a fierce figure whose sharp claws destroy everything. Kolulu really reminds me of the vibes of her in the series as well. Reminds me of the witch from Left 4 Dead with those claws. Zerusen. Kolulu's second spell, her punch penetrates opponents like a rocket. She shoots her fists. Yeah, and I think they just kind of like regrow. Like they don't fly back to her. They just kind of pop up again. But she shoots them off from her wrist. They pop off in the game as well. All right, I got a soft spot in my heart for Baltro. Baltro's so cute. Look at him. Brutal, real form. This guy's so weak that he has to hide himself in a big metal body. He's not really weak, though. I remember him, like, kind of messing up homeboy Kyo in the show and manga and all that. And here is Stang. I've got 3 copies and a foil of Stang, his book reader, which I like the design of that guy. He's cool. Ha 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 ha. This is a great snack to go with my drink. Okay, cool. Thanks, Stang, for joining us. Let's move on to these spells. Now, what's very interesting about Baltro is he's got, here's 2 spells. Zeborusen. You see this mecha-looking thing? Baltro's second spell, he fires huge clusters from his chest. I don't remember if there's an explanation for this, but he's got this big metal, like, transformer he is just in. Zeberu, Baltro's first spell, allows him to control everything his flowers are attached to. Oh, okay. There you go. I guess his flowers are attached to this thing. And yeah. What's it? I have a foil here? Yeah, there you go. We got a foil as well. I like Baltro. He is cute. There, we've got Robnos double. It says 2 in 1. Robnos, there's 2 of him. They form, they make a bigger version. I am the invincible Momoto Robnos, and I love to sculpt. He makes like ice sculptures and stuff. He's got these laser eye beams. I'm sure there's another copy of him or a version of him where he's transformed, but of course I don't have that. I haven't never looked at all the cards, so I don't even know what's out there. Ruku, he acts like a bully, but he's actually a wimp. And they hang out in a freezer in the series. Ray Baruch, 3 copies and a foil. There's him and his other version of him, like splitting up. It unites 2 twin Robnos' bodies. They're like twin brothers or something. I wasn't really sure if they're brothers or if there's just 2 of them, or he can split himself. 4 copies of Biraitsu and a foil. It's Robnos' first spell, a hyper speed beam that slashes at an opponent. Cutie Yopopo, only 1 copy in foil. I don't have his partner Gem as well, which is a shame. Yopopo only says his name, Yopopo. He's a warm-hearted Momoto who loves to sing and dance. This is the guy that shows up. It's fun. He's the cover of book 5 or 6. And he just shows up and dies with an English gentleman kills him. We've got 3 copies of Mikeru with a foil. Yopopo's first spell, Yopopo's singing turns into an attack. All right. I love Yopopo's vibes, though. Very cute. I love all, like I said, the designs of these guys are great. Dore Mikeru. Yopopo's second spell, he creates a heavy impact wave with his singing. That's all we got for Yopopo. All right, here's the other wind guy, Fane. Partner Sebi. I will be the king. I will have more power and nobody will disobey me. This guy... He's a little jerk. He's a little, but he's cool. Little clown-looking guy. He's cool. Let's see. I remember as a kid liking his partner, Sebi. I like his style. Sebe. This power feels so great. You know, there's a lot of punk characters where they're like, you know, seen it like they're drawn like punks, you know, whatever, and they just want power. Yuruk. Come on, baby. Fane's second spell gives Fane the power to move so quickly that he seems to teleport. Yeah, they were trying to... That's when they use... Zatch uses his magnetic powers against him. 2 copies of Wigar. Fane's first spell. It attacks opponents with a shockwave. But really, it's not really a shockwave. It's wind. It's wind. It's even called Wigar. Like, come on. Up next one is a damn shame. We've got 3 copies of Coco. With a foil. Coco is the partner to Zophis. She is Sherry's best friend before Zophis turns her into a cold-hearted puppet. Zophis is one of the main villains, a main villain of one of the best arcs of the series, but Zophis, I do not have the Momoto card. Unfortunately, I have 1 spell as well in that very special foil version with the gold title and symbol. There is Radom. Zophis' first spell, a violent blaze that instantly blazes the opponent. But there's Zophis. I don't have a card of her, but there you go. Right, up next is a very minor character that's in like 1 scene that gets killed by Brago, but they are not necessarily a bad guy. They are seen as a good guy, I believe, or just, you know, normal, whatever. Pokerio, partner Perico. He is a Momoto that encounters Brago in the jungle and has the power to control trees. It's like a one-off scene of them just getting their book burned, but they seem like a nice, chill dude. Here's Perico. I like his design. He's cool. We've got a foil as well of Perico. Perico says he wants to use Pokerio's powers to become a millionaire. Never mind. I don't remember that being a thing, but unless that's flavor they added in posthumously, you know. Let's look at these spells. He's got plant spells, just like the other guy. They even use some of his spell stuff as Sugino spells. I'll show you in a second. Jaruk, wood, Pokemon's third spell. It makes the trees protect him and his partner. And Bargeron, which okay, so here's the problem with this one, right? Pokedo's second spell, it makes many trees appear. The wording, I believe, is the exact same as this spell used by Sugino, the other plant guy in the game, because these are in the game. Pokedo's not in the game. Sugino's in the game. Sugino uses this in the game. Just kind of put them together, I guess, to fill out his attacks for the game. Now, my last Momoto cards. A very special foil. This is dope. So, Zeno, the evil version of Zatch, he's like, I can't remember if they're like cousins or something. They're related somehow. But here's Zeno. I have him in the special foil version. My only copy of him. I don't have his partner, Dufort. He's a mysterious Momoto that hates Zatch and has deleted Zatch's memory of the Momoto world. He also has all the same spells as Zatch. I have one spell for him. His version of Zakir, which is also in the fancy version. I don't remember from when I opened these. It's very odd that I would get these and that they would be in the special foil. Maybe they only come like that, you know what I'm saying? Because they're so rare or something, I don't know. Zeno's first spell, are you really trying to fight me? Yeah, really cool. I love Zeno. Awesome. All right, I'm not gonna lie, that was most of the fun stuff. Let's run through all of my spells I have that are usable by all characters. All Momotos can use these. 2 copies of Watch Out, Zatch and Kyo there. It says, lay down, Zatch, something is coming. There you go. All right, next we've got couple copies of, I thought I had these organized, my bad, they're mostly organized. 3 copies of Stay Focused with a foil. Stay Focused showing Brago and Sherry saying, those that stay focused until the last minute will win this battle. All right, so let's see if we can get that foil going. Ooh, yeah, baby. All righty, almost through. Let's see, we've got 3 copies of Checkmate and a foil with Kyo and Zatch doing some stuff, and it says, not even fucking kidding you there. Look at that. All right, whatever that means, right? Up next, we've got 3 copies of Hold On, Dude, with no foil in sight. No way, I won't let anybody pass through here. Very Spider-Man-esque. I feel like he does this a lot in this series. This scene, him like that. I feel like that happens a lot. And then 1 copy of Let's Get Out of Here, which actually I'm glad I have this because it's got art of Ponyta. Very sad. I don't know if Ponyta's in the card game. This is one of my other very favorite characters, him and Conchame. I wish I had Ponyta cards. Escape is sometimes the best tactic. That's true. That's true. Lastly, I've got a stack of the green cards, which are called event cards, which can be used by anybody. We've got 3 copies of The Will to Protect with Kyo there, learning how to use a spell or using a spell. Power grows stronger and stronger as we think of the people we want to protect. That's true. Good values can be learned here. Vulcan 300. I just drew him the other day. I draw most days, and I drew some Zatch art. Zatch's superpowered friend that is made out of an empty snack box and chopsticks, obviously made from a Pocky box. That's Zatch. This is like the toy he makes and runs around with and plays with. We love to see it. Okay, 1 copy of Suzy Mizuno, Kyo's friend. That is mostly throughout the series. Towards the end, she's not really there because she's not a fighter. Kyo's classmate. She understands him well. Susie's very fun. Susie's hilarious. Love Susie. 1 copy of Here Comes Zatch Bell. Here's how he enters the series, flying through Kyo's bedroom. Zatch flew on a big eagle from England, flew all the way from England to Japan, holding onto an eagle's legs, flies through Kyo's bedroom. A couple copies here, 3 copies of Yellowtail. Now, Yellowtail tuna, Zatch's favorite food. He's always eating these fish. I'm not a fan of fish, but anytime I was in the supermarket as a kid, grocery store, and I see that fish in the glass, I'd be like, oh my God, Zatch's food. Zatch likes that fish. Dude, great times, good times. Tina, this is Tia's toy. 2 copies here. The doll that Lori made for... Oh, I was wrong. Sorry. The doll that Lori made for Kolulu. I thought this was Tia's, but this is Kolulu's toy. Let's see. We've got 3 copies of Purpose of the Battle with Is that foil? No. Is it? Yeah, it is foil. It's just very light foiling. Very weird. Why do I have to team up with such weak humans in battle? Brago always being a punk, talking shit about Sherry. There was a weird vibe with these guys. It kind of always felt like they were a thing. It was very awkward, which I guess is okay. I don't know. I guess it's okay. I don't know what the age difference is, though. I feel like they're probably not too far off. Kind of weird, though. The only Fulgore card I have, Iron Man Fulgore, is an event card. Invincible Fulgore, Iron Man Fulgore. Love him so much. There's a figure of him like doing that, but not beat up, but a figure of him doing the dance, and it's like ridiculous. I think it's like $300. It's crazy, but I would love to have some Fulgore merch. Or Conchime as well. Yuta Akiyama, just a kid that Kyo meets while he's in the hospital after getting hurt. He's Kyo's roommate during Kyo's hospital stay. Yuta is worried that his recovery is too slow. He tries to kill himself, jumps off a building, and Zatch and Kyo save him. One copy of Kind Kyo. This is Conchime transformed into Kyo. Very funny moment in the series. If you know, you know. Today, Kyo is suddenly kind and is eating raw yellowtail head first. Something seems different. 2 copies of Mr. Takamine, Seitaro Takamine, which is, of course, Kyo's dad, which you only see for like 5 seconds. Kyo's father, he has found and rescued Zatch in a farce in England. So he finds Zatch and sends Zatch Kyo's way, which happens to be very good, obviously. Friendship curry. Kyo made the best curry with help from his friends. Little question mark next to best. That's cute. Little nasty foods with Vulcan in there. And some yellowtail. And we've got 2 copies of Ivy Kinoyama, which is manager of the Mochinoki Botanical Garden. Yeah, I was going to say, I wasn't sure if she's a scientist or what you would call her, but she is there just for the Botanical Garden fight with Sugino in the beginning of the series. And we also have 2 copies of Susie's Lucky Fruit, which she draws faces on these fruit and gives them to Kyo when he's in the hospital, but also gives them some other times throughout the series. A Crybaby Tangerine, Smiley Face Orange, and Delighted Grapefruit for you. Love, when I see those faces, I know that's Zatch Bell, the art style. Love it. 3 copies of Megumi's Concert with a foil. I sing because I want to make people happy. There's Megumi being a pop singer. And we've got 2 copies of Kind King. This is a good shot of the boys there. I was so upset when I saw Kolulu disappear back to the Momoto world. I guess that's when he goes, I want to be a kind king, Kyo. That's kind of what he sounds like. I gotta work on it. I can do better than that. 3 copies of Cory with a foil. Very loosely remember Cory. I think he's just a dude. Hey, you want to be my friend? I think he just shows up. I think he's just a guy, and he's not there for long. Can't remember. Can't remember if he has a Momoto or not. Probably not. Kyo's Anger with a foil. There's a fun little goofy card there. It says, guys, that's enough. Conchime and Zatch getting scared from Kyo because they're like babies. Oh, yeah, okay, here. 2 copies of Fulgore's Dance. Is that a foil? I can't, no. Is it? No, okay. So it's hard to tell with these for whatever reason. There's some that are like weak foils. Hey, let's dance. Oh, yeah. Hey, let's dance all day. Boing, 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 boing. Chi-chi-chi-chi, oh-bye, boing, boing. Of course, as a kid, I didn't know that meant boobs. But yeah, there you go. Fucking gotta love Parco Fulgore, my dude. 3 copies of I Asked for Fish. And Brago has captured a crocodile for them to eat in the jungle. Eat it raw. It's better for you. Oh, yeah, baby. I like it raw. All right, let's see. We've got 3 copies of Kyo's mom, Mrs. Takamine, Hana Takamine. Kyo's mother, she's always concerned about Kyo and Zatch. There's a foil. Nice. Oh, oops. Okay. 2 copies of Best Friends. That is, I think that's Sherry. Together, you and I will find a way to happiness. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. I think that's Sherry, and I don't know who else. And last card. Whew, big relief that this video is over, huh? No, I'm kidding. I had a great time. Finally, there is someone I can trust in this battle. There's Tia. All right, well, I certainly hope that you enjoyed that video, guys, checking out these Zatch Bell cards with me. Not only do I love collecting cards, playing with cards, opening cards, sorting cards, anything with cards, baby. Zatch Bell, man, Zatch Bell, so underrated. I love Zatch Bell so much. I need to go catch up. I'm only a couple chapters into the sequel, the revival. I need to go back and check that out more. If you like this video, consider liking and subscribing. It means a lot to me. You know, I'd love to do more card content like this, as cards are another big hobby of mine. Of course, they are expensive, though. I want to do some One Piece card openings, and I would like to just collect those cards. I'm thinking about, I play a lot of Magic, but I'm thinking about doing some Pokemon content in the future, because I love Pokemon as well, and just opening cards is fun, you know? Basically like gambling. It gives you a nice little rush as well when you find something cool. But I want to look into these and get some more of these, because I want to get, I don't know if Ponyta, and I want to get Ponyta if I can, and I also want to find a Parco Fulgore card, of course, just to have. But yeah, if you want to see more of this, if you like me that much, consider donating to the channel. I have my Cash App in every description of every video. You can send me money and say, hey, this is specifically to get more Zatch Bell cards, and I'll do that, and I'll make a video about it, and I'll shout you out. You can even be a part of it or something. Or if you just want to get, you know, send me a box of cards or anything, I'm down to do whatever. But not that you guys have to do that, but of course I'm going to do it on my own. But if you would like to expedite that process, for sure. I don't know when the next time is. I'll be doing some card content, but I'd like to do more card content. I don't know if I'd make a second channel for that, like a separate channel. I'd like to keep everything on the same channel. I don't believe in breaking things apart for niches. Screw that. I'd rather just do whatever I want, whenever I want. I know this is different than our normal Friday videos, but I want to do something a little bit more upbeat, since the last thing we did was April Fool's, and before that, of course, the Creator Clash drama, which I don't want to keep doing drama videos and stuff like that. I want to have fun, you know? I'm also going to be doing something different next Friday, a little bit different. We're going to be going back to news and things like that, but I'm thinking about a different way to do it. We're going to do a live show. We're finally going to take Breaking It Down live on Fridays. I believe, I'm not 100% yet, but I believe we're going to be doing them at 1 p.m. on Fridays, and of course, that's going to be on Twitch at twitch.tv/downwithbrown. That's DOWNWBROWNE. You can find the link in the description of every video. As well as Sundays is Sunday Fun Day, where I record all my gaming Let's Play content every Sunday at 1 p.m. On Twitch as well. Of course, Saturdays, Weeb World. Don't forget about Weeb World, guys. Leave some comments. Let me know. Are you a Zatch Bell fan? Are you reading the revival, the sequel? Did you read the manga? Did you just watch the show? I recommend you go check it out if you're just getting into it. Go read the manga. You can find it online to read for free, I promise you. Just read the manga, read the whole thing. It's so good. It gets crazy at the end. It really like jumps the shark in a good way. Let me know, did you play this card game? Do you know how to play this card game? Can you teach me how to play this card game? Do you want to play this card game like over Skype or some shit, and like we can figure it out, right? Or Zoom call or something. Yeah, let me know, man. This was really fun to make. I definitely want to do more. I just want to do more card stuff and more hobby, hands-on hobby stuff. Probably doing some Gunpla stuff as well. Yeah, if you didn't like this video, I appreciate you sticking around, listening to opinion that's different than your own, and hanging out with me, giving me your time, giving me that view. If you hated this video, you're probably a fan of iDubbbz. You probably like playing Tetris. I'm sure your mother doesn't love you. You can go get bent.
The show is over, but you're still here hanging around. Why don't you hit subscribe?